42. Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law that her house is haunted? My 29 female, sister-in-law, 42 female, inherited her dad's old farmhouse back some years ago after his passing, and for the past month, she has been renovating the place. She asked for me and my husband's help as her husband has a bad back and can't do a whole lot. So, my husband, myself, and our 3 kids have been staying at this house with her for the past couple of weeks. The house isn't in bad shape or anything, and most of the issues we're running into is plumbing or cosmetic. The frame, walls, and roof are solid, which is impressive considering the age and how long it's been in the family, built in the late 1800s. I do want to point out that I am in no way paranormally inclined. I can't see things or anything like that, but I can sense shit, so basically your average person. I'm not afraid of it, but something is definitely off about this house. Beyond your expected old house sounds like lights turning on and off by themselves, doors opening and closing, or leaving something somewhere and it being in a completely different spot when you go back to get it. Like yesterday, I put the hammer on the windowsill and went to grab the paint scraper by the door, and when I turned my back around, the hammer was on top of the ladder behind me, which I wasn't near. Or, my favorite, I have opened a canned soda twice and taken one sip of it, and when I get back to the soda, it's gone. And no, my kids aren't in the room with me when this stuff happens. I'm all alone when it does. But last night was weird. I woke up several times to the sensation of being shaken, and the last 2 times I could vividly hear the word, "hey," close to my ear. My husband and kids were all sleeping, so this morning over coffee I made some backhanded comments of, "your house is haunted," and sister-in-law freaks out. Tells me to shut up, that I'm an asshole for putting that in her head. I didn't even tell her what happened. But now she doesn't want to go back in her house and has been working on the yard. She says I completely ruined her idea of this house and should have kept my mouth shut. Am I the asshole?
I would say, in how you approached it, yes.
Yeah.
I think you could have approached it a little differently.
Yeah.
Telling them no, but being like, your dumbass house is haunted.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, you stupid loser.
You probably already fucking possessed. But no, if you're like, hey, like...
No. And
was there anyone out? Like, I was hearing, like, some noises when I was trying to fall asleep. Have you heard anything? And, like, do a little bit of fishing.
Yeah. That's definitely, with the way that sister-in-law reacted, this is definitely something that she already knows is true. And OP validated that. Yeah. And she was like, well, now I actually can't go back in my house because it for sure is haunted. It's not just me. Yeah. So I think sister-in-law is kind of projecting a little bit because they're like, oh my God, I have this house that's actually haunted and people know that it's haunted. But having it brought up to you in that sort of way is also super shitty. Yeah. Because, you're already kind of worrying about this. You have this big house that you're spending money to renovate, and then all of a sudden you're like, could this house be haunted? And then somebody comes up and says, yep, this house is haunted. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it'd be kind of shitty.
Yeah. There is a commenter that says, check for carbon monoxide. It can cause confusion and memory loss. And it wouldn't be the first time supposedly supernatural events in an old house had been traced back to carbon monoxide. So, to put that, like, and maybe it's not haunted. It could be something like that. Or you just invite a little priest over for lunch and see what they say. Or invite both for lunch. Have a little luncheon with the paranormal community. And see what they say.
I like this comment the most. It says, you're the asshole. I don't believe in paranormal shit, but lists a bunch of fake paranormal shit and calls a house haunted. Come on now. Your problem is not knowing how electricity works, how wind works, and apparently a case of Alzheimer's light. Stop with that nonsense.
Ooh. 27 upvotes on that.
Yeah, dang. OP is kind of getting ripped apart in the comments.
I see that, you know.
That's really... am I the cloaca? I'm sorry.
I don't believe.
What? It's all self-printed.
Am I the cloaca? What's a cloaca?
It's the hole that birds have that everything comes out of. Right? Eggs, poop, pee.
I don't like that.
You never knew that?
No.
Nope. No.
I don't like birds.
Look
that
at it.
much.
See? Cloaca.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I've seen them.
Yep.
I didn't know that was a all-in-one. I guess, yeah, I've never seen like two holes, but I've never looked that hard.
These are literally, am I the cloaca? These are bad bird stories.
That's hilarious. Can we do a whole episode of bird stories?
Wait, a catharsis for the frustrated moral philosopher cat in all of us, and a place to finally find out if you were in the wrong in an argument that's been bothering you and your favorite human. Tell us about any nonviolent conflict you've experienced. This one, am I the cloaca for jailbreak? Was group of formed chickens. Big grown up for. This is a fucking Reddit thread full of millennials. What is this?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. People are yelling at me in the comments. This is literally made for Disney adults.
Like, I know I've defended millennials on this podcast before. However, I will also say that at the root of it, it is very cringy. And we don't all do that shit.
Yeah.
There are the ones that notice that that's... Maybe we dial it down a little bit because we are in our 30s and 40s.
Yeah. But I'm going to go with asshole as well.
Yeah.
The verdict is asshole. This person is voted an asshole. But I don't know. I
like, not bad that you told them, but how you told them.
Yeah.
Sucked.
You could just like kept it to yourself or brought it up and like, hey, do you notice these things?
Mm-hmm. Old house.
Yeah, let them come to their conclusions. If somebody came in and told me my house was haunted, I'd be so mad.
Yeah. Huh? Especially if they were like happy with the house.
To every time I said my house is haunted.
Literally earlier.
Yeah, no, if you watched 2 episodes ago, you heard George talking to us on camera.
Yep.
That was not fake. But it wasn't fake.
It wasn't fake.
No, that was actually George, and I enhanced the audio like a hacker. I enhance. You guys all heard it, except for Quentin, who's a hater.
God damn it, Quentin. He's like the sister-in-law. He's like, wait.
Yeah, don't tell me that. I'm just going to spend all my time gardening now.
I don't want to know if you're haunting me. Keep it on the low.
Yay! She did so good, you guys.
Thanks.
If you enjoyed that little story, be sure to watch the full episode here.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazzy.
Jazzy? I see what you did there. Wait, what was that?